Hello there, everyone. This is Super17 here. Now, first, as usual, throwing the pictures on the thumbnail, just on the thumbnail, and this is an unpaid video. Alright, okay. So, I know I said I was going to upload this sometime, but I never got a chance to. That's because of schoolwork, and I completely forgot about it, truthfully. So, yeah. So, here's the thing. He's not gonna join. Well, actually, I should word this very, very specifically. He's gonna join quotations, basically. He's gonna join a Purage, but like I said in quotations, he's not really joining a Purage. So it's really Sonya or Rias. I'm not having him join Rias because this one Issei doesn't even like Rias. Also, I mean, I freaking had him burn the file for all of Rias's information and stuff. So yeah, like Sonya, he's gonna be a part of her Parage, but he's not really a part of it. He's not a devil. He's gonna just be the Red Dragon Emperor plus Sukuna. That is it. He's not gonna become a devil. So, truthfully, he's not really a part of them. He just doesn't. But he just, works. He's on paper working for them. He just does what she asks sometimes, and that'll be it. So it's really more like he can do whatever he wants, as long as, he only helps out whenever he's needed. That is it. So, yeah. And so, let me just check something on my phone here. Okay, still good. So yeah, so let's just get into this. This is what if issei gain Sukuna powers. Look, I'm not fully awake. I'm still tired. I woke up early and I fell back to sleep. It's like reset all over sleep. So yeah. So anyways, let's go into this. Alright, so as Issei wakes up, he just starts stretching basically. And for some reason, he feels like he says to himself, "Oh, today's gonna be such a troublesome day. I know it." As Sukuna goes, "Why? Because I have to choose which one to, which para I should be with." I mean, Sukuna does say, "Well, here's the thing. You can't become a devil." Which, he says, just some remarks at this. He goes like, "So wait, that means, yes, you are a cursed being. Cursed beings cannot become devils." And Gojo probably understands that. So he just probably wants you to, be a part of the Purage, but not really be a part of the Purage. You just help them out, and you're just on paper. That is it. Which, Issei just sighs and goes like, "Thank you for telling me that." Alright, let's get dressed. So, yeah. Issei gets dressed and does whatever else he has to do. He gets ready for, just to get ready for school. He eats breakfast. He says bye to his mom and dad. So, yeah. So, anyways, after that, he goes outside and Renee's there. She, just waving hi to him. He smiles. He closes the door, to his house and just walks up to her. He asks, "So, how was your night?" She was good. "You?" Have to join a Parage. But I can't really become one because I'm a cursed, I can't become a devil or fallen angel or an angel because I'm a cursed being, So, that's the one thing. Which Renner goes, "Yeah, but who cares?" And so, she just holds on to his arm, which he kind of somewhat blushes. He goes, "Why are you?" She goes, "Because this is a thank you." I'm gonna treat you to something later today. He was like, okay. What is it? She goes, dinner? I was like, huh? Like, do I have to come back home? Nope. She goes, nope. It's just a quick thing to pick up and then, eat while we're walking home. He's like, oh, okay. And he goes, phew. So, what happens is, Issei's walking to school basically with Renair holding onto his arm. But when they get near school, she lets go of it, though. They're still talking about stuff. And, well, she gets into the school, basically, and everything goes similar as it would that day. Um, they even, Azia still becomes a member of Reese's Parage, and, you know, she still becomes one, and so what happens is, she's still gonna be living with Issei, but, it's just, like, she thinks of him as a brother, kind of, like, she thinks of him as his, best friend slash brother figure, but that's it. So yeah, because so let's just say Renera said she liked Issei to Azia, which Azia was all happy. So yeah. So anyways, Waldo during the last period, it was a free period. Sonia comes over and she sees Issei. She walks over to Issei and saying, we're gonna need you at the basically the cult club's a cult club. He's like, all right, I'll see you guys there then. They leave. Those the two, everyone's like kind of shocked by this, and he just doesn't even like make a sound or like reply to anyone's questions. So yeah, so at the end of it, he goes all the way over to the cult club. Gojo's there. Um, Nabara? I want to double check everything. Okay, so Megami, the boy, and Nabara. Yeah. So, they're there. Like I said, Gojo's there. Sonya, Tsubaki, Rias. Okay, sorry, just had a little brain fart. Okay, Rias, Akano, Konako, Kiba, and Azia. And, well, with Issei, Renair's there, so, because she wants to go get dinner with him on the way back home. So, yeah. So, basically, he enters the room. Everyone's there. He goes, yo, what's up? Everyone's just saying they're fine. And so they have Issei take a seat with Renero sitting right behind him. I mean, not sitting right behind him, standing right behind him. In which Gojo says, well, so we're here to have Issei Hudo to join one of your Parage. But here's the thing. A cursed being cannot become a devil. So, he will be a part of your Parage, but he is not a part of your Parage. He's a solo member of it. That is it. Basically. He'll work for either one of you, or he just help out either Parage in general, basically, because of some, well, information that he has. As Issei knows about Rias' marriage, that she doesn't want to be a part of. He just has his hand, like he's leaning on his hand. Basically, his elbow is like on the chair, and he just has his, like when Sukuna was when he basically just had his head leaning on his own hand. So yeah, just like that, basically. So Issei just says, "Yep, I know Aria's Grummary's in a marriage that she does not want to be a part of." And honestly, I read the book. I mean, the guy Phoenix something. What was his name? Razor. Razor Phoenix is Sounds like a scumbag, so I'll kick his butt if I have to. Which everyone was shocked to hear. Well, no, it's not Sukuna, but you know, Gojo says, yes, 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 I know this by now from you. Even with Sukuna, there is a record of him, whoever happened with human women, whoever was hurt by someone, they always went after that person and they regretted it. Basically, they were dead. So yeah, Rich Sukuna kind of laughs at this because, well, he says, whoever slaps a woman deserves to die. So, that's it. So yeah. So anyways, Gojo then says, so, you have to bring up both your cases, the reason why you would reason why he should join your Purage. And, just in general, just to sell it to him. And so, what happens is that, Rias goes first. She said her name is Rias Gremory, of the Gremory family. She explains about how the Gremory family treats their servants like family and all that. Well, not servants, they're people like family and all that. And that, if he joins, she's willing to help him out with anything he needs. Or, in general, anything at all. As basically, she's trying to not really trying to like get him to like her like in a love way, but just trying to get like attraction, like him being attracted to her, so she would be coming to her Parage. As Sukuna and Issei notices this, and he just sighs in his head. Well, Sukuna says it. He goes, wow, she's trying to sell herself like this. So it's just because power, he says. Yep. And then near the end of it, she even says about a few things about how each member of the Purage has a backstory that is not very good and that she helped them out. So yeah, that's all she has to say. And then Sonia comes. She just says this. I already knew that you could not, become a devil, so I already have as Sonia has her hand out, Tsubaki gives him a list of things he'll be not not like, a list of things he can and cannot do, just a list of things that she has in store for him to basically help him to gain more power and, well, to see if he's willing to do any of these things. And so she hands him it. And as, he reads, it's saying, like, helping him to basically find the other fingers, wherever they are, help him get there, heck, even giving him a familiar if he can get one. And she just started listening stuff like that. And then, like, with how to, happen, like, Gojo would be, like, train him personally. And also his friends will be a part of the school. Hold on. Basically, she's just trying to, list stuff too. And hey, she even says what his position will be. He works for both of them because of some things that he may have to do will require, Reese's help, along with taking out any stray devils that were basically servants to, former chess pieces that were servants to someone. Two, to work on his power, and hey, he even has some training methods that he'll basically learn, like karate and such, and get help with his boosted gear because of his magic. Tsubaki or Sonia, she says she lists off people who can help him out. And he just flips through the papers and seeing what happened. And then though she does say, and also she would not let no one of the jujutsu sorcerers ever lay a hand on him, because if they did, then that means they're making a war on him, right, on them, and no one can like handle basically when her sister gets involved. And so this is once like Jory comes in and like I don't know, and like Sukuna says, "This girl just freaking sold it, didn't she?" As Issei says yes in his head, and like Renero looks at Sonia with not like a glare of hatred, but more like a glare saying like, "We need to talk." And so, you know, Sonia just nods at that. And so, he basically puts on the paper. He goes, "All right, I'm sold on that one." Which Sonia's not very much surprised. And Gojo says, "So, who did you decide to work for?" I mean, even though that one of them saying you have to work for both of them because of some things that cannot be helped. So, you know, he goes, "Well, either way, I'd rather not work with somebody that hates fallen angels," as he looks over at Kiba. And, well, he does say, "I do think that all devils hate fallen angels, but, yes, Sonia, do you hate them? To the point where it's basically would cause," as he points to Renair, saying to her any discomfort or distress that I may hate you in the end. She says, "No, actually. Azazel did come over and talk to me and Rias about everything. And, Azia chose to go to Rias instead of mine because I already had a full set and I couldn't get no more. So that's another reason why I said I already knew. That's why I asked Gojo about if you could have become a devil." So, as she shrugs, and he goes, "So, do you have do you just dislike them?" She goes, "No, not really. I mean, only the ones that cause a really much of a problem, that's all." As he smiles, he goes like, "So, I'm okay with you did say I could be friends with whoever I want." As she smiles at this, she goes, "Yes, I know some people have hatreds for fallen angels." As she looked at Kiva, because, well, Kiva was going to plan to say, since I'm your superior, you know, stop being friends with that fallen angel. Like, he told that to Azia. And, she texted Renair. Renair was not going to tell anything to, you know, Issei. But, on the way home, let's just say Issei took her phone and she's been looking for it all the time. He was like, "Yeah, well, the reason, if you're wondering why I'm asking this, is because of Blondie over there." I think, he takes out Renair's phone, gives it right back to her. Coach just kind of goes like, "Ooh, sneaky hands you have there. Just able to steal someone's phone before, while it was in their bag." He goes, kind of helps. Kind of helps when you use curse energy and match it together. And it's like, everyone's shocked by that, but not Gojo. Like, legit, he's not shocked. So, you know, Ryu's just is like, crud. Azio just, smiles. Because at least Renair has still a good friend. And so Sonya just says, "Yes, I figure this much. So that's why I said I do not care who you're friends with." And he says, "Alright, got a deal, Sonya." Basically. And Sonya just smiles. And then she goes over to Renair. She grabs Renair's hand and says she wanted to talk to me. So I'm going to go talk to her for a few minutes. Alright? And so what happens is, when they leave the room, Gojo says, "Well, it looks like Megami." Just want to double check. Yep, Megami and Nabara are joining the school. Also, we're gonna start your training tomorrow. But and Issei goes, "Right." And so with Sonya and Tsubaki, and not Sonya and Tsubaki, I meant Sonya and Renair. Renair goes just ask, "Do you like him or something?" And that's Renair asking Sonya. Sonya just grins and just says, "Maybe I do, maybe I don't." I mean, it's not like I knew him before high school or anything, or I met him any other time afterwards, after school hours, which Sona just has a little grin and Renera goes, "Are we battling for him?" Sona just nods no. She has never made a move on issei because issei never seemed to be interested in being with anyone or wanted to be with anyone because of everyone treat him badly. She couldn't. She tried to be friends with him, but at that point, he was done with everyone's BS. Made friends outside of school. So, it'd be nice to be able to talk to him again like I used to, she said. Well, I had a disguise on when I left school. I mean, when I left my home because of, as you can tell, who I am, my status. And she nods. Renner does. So, I kind of met him as a disguise. He doesn't really remember me, probably. So yeah, so they walk back in with Renner just saying, if we both ask him out, what, if, at the same time, do you think he'll choose one? Renner just smiles and says, not Renner, I mean, Sonia smiles and says, no, he'll probably choose both. He doesn't like to leave anyone upset. And so, yeah. So they come back in. Issei just says, so what you two talk about? They just said nothing really much, just a question that she wanted to answer for, Sonia says, and that's it. And so Issei grabs his bag and leaves. He says, well, see you around, Sonia. Rias, Gojo. And he leaves with Nair. In which Rias just sighs and says, well, we lost that. But he'll still work for us, just not part of our Parage, technically. And so Gojo says, to Sonya, well, that was a very cunning move to do. Getting all the information beforehand. In which Sonya just says, well, I mean, Reese never knew him the longest. In which, well, everyone in the room was like, wait, what? She says, Sonya just admits saying, I knew him before high school. I'm not saying when, but it was before he met, as he points to Megami and Nobara, before he met those two. So, they said he met us in middle school. She says, yep, I knew him at least a couple of months, a year beforehand. And she smiles. As Tsubaki just chuckles, and Sonny just goes, what's that for? Why are you chuckling? She just says, you just always talk about him how he used to be. In which Nobara and Megami just saying, like, used to. As even Gojo's curious, so he asks, so what was he like beforehand? Basically, she just says he was always outgoing, trying to make friends, always be able to do the impossible. Sometimes it was kind of funny. He always acted cheerful, but a year later, after I met him, when he entered middle school, he kind of just changed that willingness to try to make friends and outgoing personality to more of a cold, not talking to no one, being friends with anyone outside of school. So I was shocked to see that, and then he was still the same way in high school. So I just did. I never had a chance to even talk to him, trying to ask him what happened. Also, he doesn't really know it was me at the time. So, she shrugs and saying, what could I have done? Just kind of saying, hey, I'm the friend that you knew for a whole entire year, moved away for left for 3 months, came right back, and next you know, you acted all different and such, and it was just, and then I disappeared completely. Well, he would have said, she says. And Gojo says, probably mad. But hey, I mean, you had your reason, right? She goes, yep. Family issues. Well, more like I had to become the just in case the next household member or that next the next Leviathan. So yeah. So Reese is kind of shocked by saying, "Was he always, different?" Which Sonya just says, "Of course he was. That's who he is. He's not different. He's normal." And her and Tsubaki walk out of the room, and Gojo just says, "Well, all right, we're gonna be going. We have to get these two uniforms and get the school notified. So see ya." And yeah. Also, if you're wondering, wouldn't the cursed beings know, like the special grade ones that are in the anime would have known? Yes, they know, but it was like they were introduced right after he, well, Yuji died. So yeah, they were introduced. So it's gonna be introduced later along the lines. But yeah, anyways, as we go, to Issei and Renair, they got something to eat on the way home. It was just some um quick, easy, something to grab as they're chatting on the way. Renair does ask, Issei, does he really know Sabaki well? Not Sabaki, I mean Sonya well. Wait, am I getting that name right? Yeah, I'm saying it right. So yeah, he just says, I think so. I don't know why. It just seems like I met her a year when I was trying to make friends, but I met someone else at that time. It's hard to remember, but after I was in high school, well, it was kind of like I knew her. She had like these. I always like saw her in the hallway, and then sometimes there was like these little instances where she just, you know, acted like the person I met. I became friends with before she left for 3 months, and then during those 3 months, I basically just gave up on trying to make friends with people in school. So yeah, I just was like outside of the school, basically become friends with. She goes, "Oh, okay." So after all that, um, you know, he gets home after dropping off her Nair. She hugs him bye, and she just runs in to her house. So yeah. And so, what happens next is he gets home and his parents tell him about Ozzy gonna be living there, and he's like, okay, cool. So yeah, that happens normally. He does like he says he will like help out, you know, getting her like helping out with her stuff being bring in tomorrow because it's a weekend. So yeah, so that all happens normally. So let's just skip to like that after the next day in the afternoon. Gojo comes over with Megami and Nabara. As Issei goes, "Hey guys, what's up?" He goes, training." He goes, "Alright, cool." "Say mom, say daddy," says, and he says bye to Azia, in which they all say bye. They go to a field. It's not near no one. As he goes, "Alright, let me teach you about how, since you already know how to use your curse energy, let me teach you how to, well, learn certain moves of this." So, what he's going to be learning from Gojo, since he already knows how to use domain expansion, he's going to have to, make the curse wall, basically that prevents attack. And also, Yuji's fist, but then he's also going to use, how can I say this, that I have to look up the name, just want to make sure. Okay, so basically he learns the Divine Fist and the Black Fist. Because issei is, well, cursed energy control is somewhat surprising them. He also learns how to basically gets familiars, in which, well, he's learning how to get, shadow familiars, basically, of cursed energy. And let's just say the first one that he's able to summon out is a, since there's animal base, I don't think they can be mythical creatures. So let's just say he gets a wolf. The first one's a wolf. He makes the conch outfit. And then he's able, since, they can sense he still has a lot of curse energy, he's able to then summon out, oh, the bird he summoned was actually able to have, like, electricity, so why not Cerberus? Three-headed dog, Cerberus. So yeah, in which everyone's shocked by this, as, Issei goes like, oh, he's like, he starts petting the dog, and all three heads started licking Issei, which Sukuna just kind of laughing on the inside, and Drake. Letter Wolf that Issei has, someone is still there, as, it comes over, and, well, Issei starts petting it, and, oh, basically, it's just like, everyone's shocked by this, so it's like, hey, whatever. So yeah, he gets his two summons, familiar summons, basically. And yeah, Gojo's wondering now, could he learn anything? And I mean, like, he didn't, like, he's able to control the curse energy, but it did take him, like, a couple of times to summon each one of the, of the curse summons. So yeah. So, like I said, Gojo was wondering if Issei can learn any type of like anything. He's also learning if he can learn how to do the exact same moves he can. Curse technique red, curse technique blue, and curse technique, purple. And then those other two is like above forms. So yeah. But he doesn't want to test it out just yet. So he goes, alright, now we're gonna teach you some martial arts. Well, fighting in, well, as jujutsu sorcerers, we're gonna, have you fight. So we're gonna learn fighting techniques from me, fighting techniques from your two friends, and one other. In which Issei goes, alright, cool. So they start doing their little training. In which they quickly find out that the more fighting they do, Issei's improving very quickly. In which Gojo just made a flex on him by dodging each one of his attacks, because he first Megami and then Nambara, then Gojo, and he just like did a flex with him just by flicking him on the forehead, sending him flying. But Issei was able to land on his feet after doing a little bit of a backflip. He landed on his feet, and then he just starts running. And what he does is simply punch and kicks, and, well, without Gojo noticing, Issei did a, well, he tried to kick off his feet. Gojo just teleported, but right when he teleported, Issei basically threw a punch, in the direction where Gojo was gonna teleport, in which that was shocking to them. And Gojo caught it though. He just said, "Wow, kid, you're pretty impressive." He goes, "Yeah, let's keep going." So they went on for this for a couple of hours. So he said, "All right, I'll have to get the person over here to train, like help you train a little bit better. But hey, and you're really good. You have two summons. You're able to do the Divine Fist and the upgraded version, Black Fist. Just remember, don't use too much of your curse energy, and we'll find out where the other, well, fingers are. And so Issei nods. He goes back all the way home, but for some reason he feels like someone's watching him. Somebody is, it's more than one person. He senses this. As he looks in the direction where he feels it, no one's there. And he goes, special grade curses, or just curses in general. Sukuna says, first one's right. I can tell. So, be careful, Issei. As Issei nods. And we go to these curses. The one that looks like a volcano on his head, go like, so, he's the vessel for Sukuna. Seems like him and Sukuna are getting well for each other. As this one with horns and a cloth over, like, looking like it's holding something, saying, what do we do then? And the one with basically black hair and marks on his head is saying, we'll wait. We'll see what happens and how strong he gets. And the one that has like all stitches and such, basically just, just thinking, I wonder what his soul's like, if I can change it and morph it. So, yeah, as they leave. They're making plans for just in case of progressing the kid's transformation if he can't handle Sukuna. Trying to see what will happen. Making just their plan though. So yeah. So the next day, let's just say that the next day is just another weekend. So it's just like he's just relaxing. Sonia comes over alone, and Renair's over there with her. I mean, like no like Sabaki, but Renair's with her. As he goes, Issa answers the door. As he goes, huh? Sonia, Renair. As they say, we want you to come with us. As he goes, huh? Why? They just say we want you to come with us. Come on, get your jacket, whatever, and let's go. He's like, fine, I'm coming. And yeah, so they go and they just go and hang out at the mall, just enjoying their day. And he does ask them while they're lunching, why did you guys want me to come with you? So Amir just says, well, because one, we needed someone to hold our bags. Well, at least a couple of them. And two, we wanted to hang out with you. Rhaenyra says, yeah. I mean, isn't something coming up soon? And he goes, oh, yeah. My birthday, actually. And Rhaenyra was really thinking, Sonia was right. How did she remember this? I don't really know when Issei's birthday is, so let's just say it's in a couple of days, so yeah. And he just, says, wait, all the clothes you've been buying are men's, and, his face goes red, he goes like, I can't believe you guys are buying me clothes. As Sonia just says, well, it kind of looked like that. Your uniform was a little bit, your clothing, you had to say you buy new ones. It looked like, so I thought, why not, get you that as a birthday present. An early one. And so, they have a little chat, talking about it. And Issei just kind of smiles at the end of the conversation. Gojo suddenly appears. He goes, hey, what's up, everyone? As Issei just says, what's up, Gojo? There's nothing much, just here hanging out. Well, trying to find some stuff here. What's with all these? Hold on. Alright, everyone, I'm going out, so I'll be right back, and then I'll start making the video again. So yeah, we're on. I'm back, everyone. So, as I was saying, Gojo came, yeah, and just asking how's everyone's day going. They all say good and such. So he does ask Issei, how are the two familiars that you have, which Renair and Sonia are confused. He does say shadow familiars, curse energy. He clarifies what Gojo meant, and he says they're doing good. I comb one of their furs. I comb one of their furs basically. Gave them a bath too if they needed it. Don't know how they basically they were born or created and such. It's just do what I can. So, you need me for any training? Issei asks. Gojo says no. Just wanted to see how's everything going. That was all. So yeah. Anyways, he leaves him alone, and he just says bye. So, the next day happens. No, not the next day. So basically, they just continue hanging out, enjoying their time together, and then, wow, he goes home. Sonia got a ride home, and then he brought Renner home. She does say, thank you for always bringing me home and such. He says it's no problem. Just doing what I think is right. So yeah. So then he leaves, to go back to his house. He gets home, dinner's being made. And, Azia asks, how's his day go? He goes, it's fine. And she asked, where did you went? He just says, I went to the mall with Sonia and Renair. So, it was good, I guess. What do you mean you guess? He was like, well, Gojo came and, well, I had to explain something, so that's what I mean by I guess. Excuse me. So, yeah. Anyways, so after all of that, Azia does ask him about his, about basically Sukuna. So Sukuna comes out, and he asks, what do you want to know? And basically she asks, though, how was he, became what he is. So he explains his backstory. That's it. And anyways, then, Issa takes back control. And then, yeah, basically. So, the next day at school, after the weekend, Megami and Nobara enter it as first years. In which, they're not in Issei's class, but they know what Issei's class is and such, because Sonia gave them a tour of it. So yeah, so during lunch, they come over and talk to him. People are just saying, how does he know them and such in his class? And so one of the girls came up to Megami and asked him, how did they know Issei? And they said, well, when he was in middle school, we met him and we became good friends. And so it's all because of people that, said he was a freak. So, as the girl walked away, you're like, wow. So he made friends outside of school, and great. So yeah, and wow. From there, who would have been Issei's friends aren't in this one. Would have been like even more jealous because Azia did come into the school. She says she lives with Issei and such. In which, like, you just want to say this, like, some girls are actually kind of jealous. Some guys were jealous of Issei. And now this. So, it's like, they're kind of even more mad. So, hey. So anyways, so afterwards, um, hmm. yes, yes. So basically, when lunch is about to end, everyone, like a lot of people are running out to like the tennis court. No, wait, that doesn't happen yet. So no, after lunch, and when it's the club time period where people are allowed to stay, um, no, Issei is not there. He's just outside, just reading a book that Megami and Nabara gave him to read on about doju. I mean, by not dojutsus, jujutsus, curse beings, what level they're at, and how he can tell which ones are special grade, and how strong they are. And well, so he's right near the tennis court. So basically, he sees everything what's happening. Renair's out there too, but right underneath, like right at the tree where Issei's sitting on a branch, she goes, all the guys are being pervs. And he just says, yeah, it's annoying. So she just asks him, do you like Sonia? Really, truthfully. He just says, again, I don't know. Why? Well, what if I liked you and she liked you? Who would you? He says, both. I don't really care about, well, how it'll look like. I don't like making people upset. Well, mostly girls. So, two girls like me, I'll choose both. Society doesn't like it, freak it. So, she smiles at this. She got a recording, just so she can show Sonia it. And so, when Issei is looking at the match finally, he sees it's getting like too hectic. So, without even the boosted gear on, he asked Rick could if he just, use it even without the boosted gear to do the dragon curse shot. In which he says since it has cursed energy into it, you can. But it'll just be mostly curse energy. And only like 10%. Magic. He was like, alright. So he does it with his right finger, and a little orb of red energy appears on it. And he aims for the tennis ball while it's moving really fast, and he says, bang. And boom, just a laser just goes all the way towards the ball, hitting it, knocking it away into the ground. Basically, like I said, it went right through, and the ball followed the light. I mean, the beam of energy hit the ground and just stayed there. Which Sonia and Rias, Akano, and Tsubaki knows it was Issei. But Issei jumps down, just starts walking away, like he was already walking. So no one notices him. But Sonia looks over at Issei, and then she looks back at Rias and said, I think we were getting a little bit too hectic. As she does say, I agree then. And she says, you're right. we were going a little bit overboard. And so, all the guys go like, oh, come on, it was just getting good. And, well, you know, Azia, runs over, because she sees Issei's walking. She runs over to Issei and just saying, did you? And he just goes, yeah, just keep it quiet about it, please. She nods. So, they start walking away. Him, Renair, and Azia walking. So, yeah. Here's a key difference. Instead of having the volleyball, like that dodgeball thing, Azazel wants to have a meeting with Gremory, Rias, Sonia, Rias' brother, and, well, Renair and Issei. So he called a meeting for that. In which, he called us, basically, Griffia came over and said, like, he asked for a meeting with all, with, Rias. Rias then told Griffia where issei was and, Renair. So she told issei, he goes, alright. That was like when class was ending, so basically, he gets on the phone, tells his parents he's going to be back home late. It's because of uh, a meeting that's happening. He joined a club. He just didn't want to, make them worry. He should have told them sooner. And they said, "Oh, that's fine. Just don't take too long. Be back home before 9." He said, "I will." So that happens. At the meeting, though, Reese, Akano, Renair, Issei, Sonia, Tsubaki. Actually, everyone's there. And basically, this is when Issei meets his ex for the very first time with Griffia. So, at the table, preparations were made for, his arrival and such. And so, he asks, "So, Azazel, what is it that you want?" He goes, "Well, simple actually. I want, well, my fallen angel to be a part of the, not the Purage, but work with you both. Since she is technically, how can I say this, always hanging around Dragon Boy over there." As then just all of a sudden Gojo enters. He was like, "Hi, hi, hi, hello, hello, Gojo. It's nice to meet you all." As he goes, "Oh, yes. I was wondering when you were gonna arrive, Gojo." As Azazel says, he was like, "Had a little bit of a curse, being, well, a curse to deal with, so sorry about that." He goes, "No, you're right on time, actually. I knew you were gonna arrive late, so, I prepared for that." He goes, "Thanks," as a seat was open for him. And he goes, "So, anyways, continue on what you're doing." He goes, "As I was saying, I like to have my, fallen angel, which is Renera," as he points to be, well, working with everyone here. Well, work with the Purage, or the family that Issei is a part of, Dragon Boy, basically. And, well, it'll be quite an interesting event. How can I say this? Devils and fallen angels making an alliance, basically. As Issei just goes, "Hold up, what's your game?" Basically, he just asks. He just says nothing. Well, besides curse being, curses are going around special grades. They're basically running amok for me on my end. They're making it very hard to, work. Basically, in which Issei goes, "How so?" "Kid, these are special grade curses. They're gonna try and bring Sukuna back. Basically, you're the vessel for him. What do they think? They think, you're controlling him just because of your, Sukuna's allowing to. Which he technically isn't, so can you two, switch out so we can talk to him? Or can you guys do that thing where you're both talking at once?" As all of a sudden, the whole time marks appear, eyes, the two more eyes appear, and you go, "Yeah, we can do this. So, why do you want to, talk to us?" Basically, in which he just says, "I came to understand that these cursed beings have basically, they have more of your fingers. And so they may try to capture you and give you them all at once. This will increase your power exponentially. But we have to be careful on this," as he says. "So that's why I want Renera to be near you. And to have Sonia to also be with you at all times. Basically, like your bodyguards just for now." And Gojo just says, "Oh, yeah, basically, the old sorcerers found out about this. They basically hate the idea that they can't touch you, so they're gonna plan to have you join me and my team to basically go and kill a spirit, a curse that they may, plant with a finger to grow even stronger, and then you'll be able to eat that. And Issei just grins at, well, no, basically Issei and Sukuna grin at this. He goes, they really think they can kill us? Well, we don't really think so. He says, let them try, those old fools. They'll never be able to kill us. Basically, as Gojo says, I know. I have a few people that are willing to help out, you and, well, everyone here if needed. Your two friends, my students, are willing to do that too. So don't worry. As he smiles at this. It was cool. So, do I need to know anything else? He goes, just one more thing. He goes, what's that? And Gojo says, well, I looked in, I looked into a case if anything happened like this before, and there has never been any. But I'm talking about with the case of you being able to adapt and be able to somehow in some way be able to do more than what you can do, basically. And well, Issei was confused, even Sukuna, Sonia, Rias, Akano, Tsubaki. Actually, everyone's almost confused there. In which then Zek says, what do you mean by he can do, you know, more than what we know? He goes, well, his ability to adapt is very strange. It's somehow unique only to him, and no one else really has it. So I've been wondering, could, Issei have been, all his body has been altered, or was he basically destined to have this? I don't really know for sure, but it seems like it's just way too convenient. Like someone's pulling the strings behind the shadows, sort of thing. But at the same time, it doesn't seem that way. It's just like it's fate working, at it. That's why, you know, I can agree with Azazel over here, saying like we need to have his fallen angel girl and Sonia to be near Issa at all times. So I suggest well, we have them, not live together, but near each other. Which Renera says, I'm technically near him, and Gojo says that's good, but the Jujutsu sorcerers, old men, the old like fossils, do know where you live, Issei and Sukuna. As then, they both Issei and Sukuna says, so they'll try to kill us. They'll even try to harm the people in my house. He goes, That means we have to put some barriers around to keep people in curses out unless they have no curse energy. Unless it's you, basically. In which Issei nods. He goes, I understand. So, when will we, try to work on this curse? Prevention, jujutsus, sorcerers and everything out. Keep them out of my house area. And they just say, well, not they say, Gojo says, well, I mean, I already came up with an idea. We just need to, have you put your curse energy into it. And then that's it. Should be done deal. And yeah. And so, that was the meetings about as they go into more detail about how Gojo's been keeping an eye on the things on his end, and rumor has it that an old jujutsu sorcerer will basically have a students of his to come after Issei pretty soon to kill him. Or it'll be the whole entire thing with the whole, him going to a prison and basically fights a special grade curse. So yeah, and he just sighs and goes, "I'd rather take the second option." So let them. We'll take it on. And then it's back to issei, just issei in control. He goes, so yeah, we talked. We just said what we said. You guys can take whatever way you want. That's it. So yeah, issei gets up saying, "I'm going home. It's already like 7:30. So hey, Renee, you need to get a ride. I mean, you want to go?" She goes, "Mm-hmm." So she grabs her bag and saying bye to everyone, and they walk away out of the room. So yeah, Gojo says, "Well, that was very interesting. I'm gonna go. Bye, everyone." And he just puts his hands together and teleports out of there. As you know, Azazel and Zex talk a little bit more, and came up, and then basically, Sonia's parents and her sister walks into the room, which they did see Issei and Renair. So yeah. Sorry, I just had something stuck in my tooth. It's bugging me. But anyways, so like I said, they saw them, and when they entered the room, they saw Azazel. Sonia's parents just asked, "Why is he here?" And that's what Zex needs to talk about. So that's why he called them there. And so what happens is they discuss what they already did, and they're shocked about, you know, Sukuna was that issei kid. Him and issei work together. He can control Sukuna's power, and that now him, the fallen angel girl that was next to him, walking with him, plus their daughter needs to be with him at all times just in case. Her Sonia's mom says, "Don't you think that's a little bit of exaggeration?" As even the sister knows about, well, the parents know about special grade curses and how strong they are, but they never fought them. Only Sonia's sister. But hold on, that was Seraph. Basically, he's the only one who knows how strong special grade demon is. So she says she does put her input about special grades and how strong they are, saying even she had trouble finding one. So she does think it's a good idea to have two people from each side watching him and being by his side, which Rita does interrupt, saying, "What about me? Some people my Parage, which they are strong, she says." But Seraph asks, though, but could they get along with a fallen angel? You know, Basically, she knows about how some of her people hate fallen angels. Um, don't really like them that much. Even she says she'll never. I mean, she does say, and didn't you at one point say you would never work with a fallen angel? So, side with them. So basically, yeah. Oh, and then Azazel does say, "Oh, yes, Coco Bill. He has disappeared. I don't know where he went, but he did take some of his members that were under him. Most of them came to me saying that he defected from me and that he's willing to do his own thing now. So I'll look out for that." Alright. But he does get up from the table saying, "This has been very interesting, so I'm gonna go work on a plan just in case if Dragon Boy gets, taken by these curses or nearly killed by Jujutsu sorcerers." And he leaves. Zex does say that I think it will be a good idea if, Sonia and Issei try to get close to one another, which, well, Rias is going, "What do you mean by that, brother?" Which he says, "I think it would be a good idea that we have issei like be like not like how can I say this, like be close friends with her right now, he says to her, to Rios. In which Sonya just says, don't have to worry about that. So yeah. Because Zex does not completely trust Azazel. So, but Renair is just doing her own thing. She's not, following any orders by Azazel. So yeah. Anyways, while Issei was walking home with Renair, something happens. A special grade curse appears, in which is the volcano one-eyed curse, special grade curse. The one that talks and tries to kill Gojo. And Gojo ripped off his head. I'm not gonna care about his name. So basically, he just says, "You are the boy who's the vessel for Sukuna. I'm here to, take you away." As Renera gets in front of him, she brings out a light spear, and she says, "I won't let you ever touch him." As Issei just puts his hand on her shoulder, in which she's going like, "But Issei," he nods, saying, "No, I'm not gonna let you die. He's too strong for you." And she knows this, but still, that's why she jumped in. But she basically has the spirit disappear, and Issei steps in front of her. He asks, "Why do you want Sukuna?" It was because we want to bring this world into whatever, they do want it can, like into destruction or mayhem or whatever. And Issei just saying, "Sorry, no can do." He goes, "What?" It was me and Sukuna here. We basically are the ones that are not going to fall for anything. We have no pack. We just came to an understanding and agreement saying we need to work together. So, you want to be in my way? Fine by me. If you want to live, get the freak out of here." In which he says, "What can a lowly human like you do? Not even a full curse. Not even a curse yourself. You're only half of one." As an Issei just sighs and he goes, "I'll show you what I can do then." So he steps forward. Gojo appears, grabs Renair, gets her out of there. As an Issei gets near, the curse, the special grade curse right in front of him, as he goes, "What are you gonna do?" As then he says, "Domain expansion." When he didn't even do the hand signs. He just did domain expansion without it. In which he's shocked by this. He was like, "What? You're supposed to?" As Issei says, "Yeah, but someone else in my head can do it too." In which he's talking about Sukuna. Well, Sukuna did it, and Issei could just say it. As all of a sudden, they're in Issei and Sukuna's domain. As he sees fire everywhere, the special grade, and he does see what Sukuna had, and Sukuna, or should I say, well, he thinks it's Sukuna, but it's Issei, just standing there when there's a dragon right behind the gate with fire everywhere. He was like, "What? What the?" As all of a sudden, the demon gets cut into pieces, and fire from Drake is, hits the special grade curse, not destroying him per se, but he only did enough so that way he would understand what's gonna happen if he ever gets in the way. Make an example, basically, without killing him. As then, he only got the body, not the head. So basically, after the domain expansion's done, he grabs the head, not the demon, the curse being, and he just says, "So, go back to wherever your friends are, and tell them this. I am not normal to people that you think. I am, well, I am way more powerful because of Well, you saw. Go now. As Issei just throws the cursed bean's head up into the air, and then he just kicks it, send him flying. In which then, Gojo comes down with Renera. He goes like, nice job. Well done. He goes, thanks. Thanks for grabbing Renera for me. He goes, no problem. Anyways, you guys better get home. I'll be keeping an eye for the night, so don't worry. He goes, alright. So, he gets home. I mean, he drops off Renera. Then he gets home. Ozzy asks how was the meeting. He says it was no problem. Just a little bit of work here and there. That was it. So, I may go to bed now. I'm tired, he said. And Ozzy says night. So does his parents. He goes into his room. And Gojo is there. He goes, here's the seal. The talisman. Just, put your talismans. Just put your curse energy into it, and I'll place them in areas where no one will ever see them. He goes, alright. Thanks. And so, Issei does that, and boom, the seals are made. And so, Gojo says thank you, and have a nice night, Issei. He teleports away. Yep. Issei lays in his bed, yawns, and says, I'm tired now. Long day. And he falls asleep. So yes, that is where I'm ending this for right now. I'll make part 3 maybe soon. I don't know. Anyways, I hope everyone has a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye everyone.